Este programa tem o patrocínio North Avenue Bakery, Hotel Praia Sol, Luís Firmino Insurance, MCM Clinic, Top Burger, Go Car Service, Coimbra Restaurant. Bem-vindos a mais um Meet the Leaders. Hoje vamos fazer uma viagem que nos leva ao Equador, à Suíça, Genebra, de regresso aos Estados Unidos, Washington, enfim, vamos falar de liderança, vamos falar de serviço público, vamos falar de empenho em deixar um cunho pessoal. It is with great pleasure that I welcome Alex Mejía to our show. You are an international public servant, a diplomat, who dedicated your career to leadership development, international cooperation. Originally from Ecuador, you served as a diplomat, Vice-Minister of Economy, and held senior leadership positions in international organizations, working closely with different leaders in the world. Welcome to Meet the Leaders.
Thank you very
Primo.
much. Yes, indeed. It's a pleasure to be here, yes.
It is always a pleasure. Alex, your career took you from banking to diplomacy, international public service. Can you tell us the defining moment that set you in the path toward that international career? When you make that decision?
I was what I call a happy banker. I was in banking almost a decade, and I managed, thanks to the help of many people, to be rather successful. But then I had a conversation that reminded me that life is not only about success and money, but it has to be also about giving back, about contributing to society, about the ability to use your skills in the public sphere. So that conversation within my family, my parents and a couple of friends, motivated me to change banking as a career and to apply to the Diplomatic Academy of the Republic of Ecuador, a long process to be selected and so on, and then to study and then to become a diplomat. So that moment I credit and I thank everyone involved for changing my life, because indeed today, after 35 years of working, the first decade was indeed about money and the other 2+ have been about service.
That's amazing. And when we're talking about leadership, a lot of times we're talking about people that sometimes are afraid of change. Seems that is not your case because you made that decision. Alex, what is the most important quality that a leader must have to successfully be able to interact with people from different backgrounds, from different concepts of see things? Today we live in the very unique world where we're talking about diversity in two opposite ways. It can be a great thing. A lot of people see that as a very complex thing. What do you think that is the most important leadership that a person like you must have to be able to see different realities and put everything together?
Very profound question and a very good one. For me, the answer is very, very simple and is in 2 words. Emotional intelligence. The United Nations where I work, and by the way, today I'm speaking on a personal capacity, I'm not speaking as a United Nations diplomat. But in my personal capacity, I have to tell you, it's very similar from what my job shows me. without emotional intelligence, whatever you can achieve in life will be weak and fragile. And when I say emotional intelligence, there are so very many definitions of emotional intelligence, but it is always a core concept to build leadership upon. Emotional intelligence, humility. You have to be humble, the opposite of arrogant, if you really want to be a leader, because leadership is about service. So if you have a servant heart, you have to be humble, and so on and so forth, right? So to navigate difficult environments, particularly in public life, I think you have to remind yourself all the time, I'm here to serve, not to be served. I'm here to be humble, not to, because diversity, very important that you add this concept to this conversation. I myself believe 100% in diversity, the right way, the ethos of diversity, the central concept of diversity. We have to have diversity in all spheres and spaces of life. Race diversity, cultural diversity, gender diversity, you name it. But in a prudent comment, I don't want to be politically incorrect. I think the diversity concept has been hijacked, kidnapped by certain agendas that we are not going to discuss here today. But I believe in that diversity, because if you are a leader, or if you are really are committed to develop leadership skills, you have to embrace diversity, as simple as that.
Thank you, Alex. Looking at your resume, impressive, like the exposition that you have to different cultures. We're talking about working from United States, Ecuador, let's start in Ecuador, United States, Switzerland, that is, a unique country. What are the qualities that make a good leader, and how a leader adapt to so many different concepts of leadership? Because, just navigating your resume, you are able to work with different people, with different options, with different way to see things. And sometimes it's very difficult for us to not only adapt, but be able to even understand and apply whatever we have on mind to that unique reality.
I think whatever answer that could be given has to go into the concept of respect. If you are to indeed lead people, you do so with respect. If you are to indeed navigate different cultures, as you correctly implied, in my career it's been a great privilege. I'm very humbled by that, by the opportunities that life has given me, and by the people that have helped me. If you go to different cultures and you have to work in them, it is about respect. You have to respect and appreciate the differences and so on. I've been very blessed in my life. I've lived and worked in 7 different countries. I'm originally from Ecuador, as you say correctly, in Latin America. Then I was a diplomat in Colombia. I studied in Costa Rica. I serve, as I say, when I joined the United Nations, we don't say I work for the UN, you say I serve at the UN, because that's the ethos, right? That you are serving people in Washington, D.C., in Atlanta, Georgia, in this beautiful country. Then I was sent to Japan. And I wanted to mention Japan because I'm telling you, I remind myself all the time, I am to respect these people so different from me. I am to embrace the differences, sometimes really little uncomfortable, because the unknown can make you uncomfortable. But my 3 years in Japan really taught me that in order to navigate so many different environments, even if it is within the same country where you are or I am now in Switzerland, there are so many differences that you have to embrace and appreciate. You stand your ground always with respect. You are who you are, and you don't go from one place to the next. You are true to who you are and interact with others that are different with respect. That is implied in leadership. Leadership without what I say, service, humility, and without respect is not leadership.
Thank you for that explanation. That takes me exactly to my next question. You mentioned several countries, 7 countries, but everything starts in Ecuador. How important was the lessons and the values that you grabbed as a childhood to develop the person, the leader that you are today?
Utterly important. The most important thing, what defines me, was given to me not at university, not at the diplomatic academy or serving at high places in government. It was given to me by my family as I was growing up. My principles, my outlook for life, I owe to my seniors. And allow me to mention just in passing something that defines me, that is critical, central in my life, my faith. And by the way, at the UN, I'm a career diplomat and an international civil servant. At the United Nations, we love everyone. You can have your own faith, you live your life as you wish. We love everyone. However, I want to briefly mention that my faith defines me. I'm a Christian because I find the energy, the guidance, the fuel to try and aspire to be better because of my faith. And I believe in the right type of leadership, which is responsible leadership. There are so many categories of leadership, right? And we teach on that at the UN, as I say. But here I'm speaking of my personal capacity. I have to tell you, leadership has to be responsible. Leadership has to be collaborative, right? It's not you yourself. You depend on so many other people to become a leader. And the people that trust you so you can exercise leadership. So I go back to the days of my youth as a child and as a teenager in my early adulthood. My family passing to me faith and principles that emanate from that faith that are pretty obvious if you're a leader. You have to be honest, for instance, just to give you one, integrity. I love this definition of integrity that says that integrity is not only not to steal or so, right? Integrity is to do exactly the same when nobody's watching. That I owe to my family. So no matter if I feel that I can do something and I can get away with something, I tend to stop and to show some self-control, which is another trait of leadership, because of that concept of integrity that comes from my youth. So yes, my family helped me to be who I am today.
Thank you. Now, when we talk about leadership, we're talking about the impact on others. We're talking about that input that sometimes, without that person even know, help them to make such huge decisions that will carry over throughout their lives. What is the best advice for someone that today dreams about to accomplish what you have accomplished so far?
I believe that the best advice that I can give to anyone is to care. 4 little letters and one very important word, C-A-R-E, care. You have to care. I have to care. If you are indifferent, if you are too rational, distant, cold, or you basically say someone else needs to deal with that, we have a problem. If you care, if you really care for those that need your help, if you really care for the vulnerable in our society, if you really care for these big society issues that define the future, if you really care to leave the planet better for the next generation and so on and so forth, I think you can indeed grow in your leadership and accomplish very many things. Because remember that I told you at the beginning using my own example, and you have to forgive me for being a banker for almost a decade at the beginning of my career. I say jokingly, but seriously. Banking is a very decent and excellent profession, but it is about money. The institution is about money. The career is about money. My last salary, 20-some years ago, was still higher than what my salary today, but I will do it 10 times. I will do exactly the same. I will change my career again because life is more than money. And if you care, indeed, I believe that if you allow me to give this suggestion, you will become successful the right way.
Alex, let's take you back a little bit to Ecuador. I think that is important. You know, Ecuador is facing so many challenges throughout the last 5-6 years, just to mention some of them. A lot of Ecuadorians make sometimes very difficult decision to leave their country, to embrace a different journey in a different country, facing challenge like immigration challenge here in the United States. As a leader, what is your best advice for those that carry over a dream one day to coming back or go back to Ecuador and make the country, I don't want to say a better country, but you know, accommodate their needs, a country that help them to become also there successful?
Is something that is ever present in my heart. Never forget where you come from. I do my best never to forget where I come from. You have to love your motherland. Patria is the way we say that in Spanish, and I don't know in Portuguese.
The same too.
That is a very profound concept. You have to love where you come from beyond the concept of a location, right? Your ancestors, the legacy that your family put in you and so on. So to those that migrate, as I did, I migrated the first time because of studies. Other people have to do that under duress. You know, I say under duress because you have to go. It's not that you want to go. What I could tell is that there is always a reward if you put effort in seeking excellence in whatever you do. If you seek excellence, you will see the rewards. Sometimes it's money, yes. Sometimes it's power, yes. But even if there is no power, title, position, fame, or money, treasure, and so on, there is still a reward, because you will know that whatever you attempted to do in life, particularly when you migrate and you go to a new country with no safety net, sometimes no family, sometimes destitute, and so on and so forth, if you really put an effort and want to excel, to seek excellence, you will make it, even again, if there is no necessarily money or power, because you will know that you did your best. And that's how I live. I was once a migrant, and I'm still a migrant. I keep rotating. In Switzerland, I'm a migrant. No matter if I'm a diplomat, I'm a migrant. And I believe that I should contribute to that country, and at the same time, it will give me a reward if I seek excellence.
Throughout your life experience, what was the human experience that most impact you and was a key point to turn that leader on you?
That human experience that most impacted me was failure. I'm sorry if you were expecting to hear something different. Today, I tell young people that I have the privilege of mentoring professionally at the UN, you will fall. I have fell. But you have to learn. It sounds like a cliche, but it's actually true. Inevitably, you will fall. Learn to fall forward. Don't fall backwards or implode or go deep down. Failure is a great tool to learn all these things that we are talking about here that really will define you as a leader: humility, emotional intelligence, self-control, service, and so on. If you understand that failure is part of life, that has defined me. I failed in my mid-30s, and that really, as I was narrating, changed my life, because I told myself I had to do something better with my life. It's not about the money. So you'll find your own thing that defines you. But for me, it's two things that begin with an F: faith, as I already say, and failure, because I learned from failure.
That is great. And I'm going to mention 5 things that I think that are important that I took from this conversation. For sure, faith and failure that you just mentioned, responsibility, respect, integrity. Looking back at your journey, what will be your advice for a 25-year-old Alex Mejía?
I'm going to remember this interview. We have a great host. What will I tell a younger version of me in my mid-20s? Not to waste time. Not to waste time. Allow me to be less than humble again. I believe I'm successful in earthly terms, and I've been places, as they say, and life has been good to me and so many people that I owe and have helped me. So I've been successful. Having said so, I have also wasted a lot of time, particularly in the days of my youth. I don't do that anymore, but I'll tell myself, if I was talking to me when I was 25, to seek discipline. Discipline invariably will tell you that you have to have a very structured mind and a very structured behavior, because discipline is that. The way I teach discipline to my daughters is do what you need to do at the time that you need to do it. Discipline is the opposite of procrastination, is the opposite of wasting time, of beating around the bushes, of indulging yourself a little too much. Of course, there is time for leisure and relax and calm and a hobby and so on. But you have to have discipline so as to avoid wasting your time. Look at my finger. You know, imagine the hundreds of hours per year that we use in our cell phones, just scrolling things. Of course, there is a moment for that. And I have my own moments in which I am already half an hour or 45 minutes into that, and I tell myself, maybe I could be doing something better with my time. So I think, yes, I will tell myself not to waste time.
Alex, we are almost at the end of this quick but grateful conversation. At the end of your career, I believe that a leader, no matter what happened, no matter decisions that we made in your career, a leader is a leader, and you may be retired, but you're still a leader in your actions, in your interactions, in the way you. But what will be the legacy? What will be the point that you want to make sure that when you say, you know what, I'm going to enjoy my life in a different way, not with the pressure, the day by day, but what will be the legacy that you want to make sure that everyone that knows you, or even the one that come across you, will need to take from the person, the leader that you are?
I would be very thankful and very satisfied if people would see as a core part of any legacy that I may be able to accrue, one thing which is central: service. If people would say, oh, well, Alex is retired now, or he's gone now, but he had many flaws, but he was very serious about service. He aimed to serve others. And it starts at home, It's not service that I have to go to a soup kitchen. Yes, you do it, I do it, if you can. But it starts at home. I hope I have served my daughters, my wife, my parents, my brothers and sisters. It's like, remember when you throw a pebble into the water? There are these concentric circles. To love your neighbor, which is core in my life, is that. Who is the core? My wife, my daughters, my parents, my family, my friends, my colleagues, and so on and so forth. It has to imply service. Life is not about serving yourself, it's about serving others. So I hope that is a little part of my legacy, yes.
Thank you, Alex. I'm come to the last question, and for sure you don't need to look at the time to be those 30 seconds, but I'd like you to bring some words of wisdom, your leadership lesson for today to everyone that is in this show.
please remember that leadership implies emotional intelligence. It's not about yourself. It's not about myself. It's about others. And if you understand what emotional intelligence is, you will be very successful. I wish you the best.
Alex, thank you very much for this opportunity. It was great.
It's a pleasure. Always good, primo.
Thank you. E assim, quando temos a fortuna de poder falar com alguém que nos abre as portas da liderança, mas também nos abre as portas em temas tão prementes como essa responsabilidade, como essa emoção que temos que ter, também o respeito, mas acima de tudo a integridade que faz de nós, afinal, pessoas especiais. Quando falamos com líderes como Alex Mejía, podemos dizer que todos nós, afinal de contas, podemos e devemos fazer um pouquinho mais para que este mundo seja verdadeiramente melhor. Aqui Durães, Meet the Leaders.